Former FBI agent Ali Soufan joins us now live from our New York bureau. And if these intelligence sources are correct, and indeed there are 2 to 3 Americans of Somali origin involved in this Kenya attack, would that surprise you?
Not at all. I mean, since 2008, as you correctly mentioned, the FBI and the law enforcement agencies in the United States has been focusing on the threat that comes from Al-Shabaab inside the United States, especially in the area of Minneapolis and St. Paul, where a large Somali community exists. And I think we have probably between 40 to 50 U.S. citizens who went to Somalia to fight with the Shabaab movement. So it's not surprising at all that Al-Shabaab will be using some of these fighters in their terrorist attacks in the region, especially the one that we just saw in Nairobi.
How do they recruit in the United States?
Well, so far, the recruitment of a Shabaab movement have been specifically focused on a nationalistic narrative. They wanted to liberate, allegedly, Somalia from foreign invaders and bring stability to Somalia. But recently, in the last 2 years or so, we start seeing that narrative changing a little bit, and it seems that the jihadi faction of Al-Shabaab have now complete control of the organization, as it seems. And the way they conducted that attack in Nairobi indicates that there is significant links to the global jihadi network and Al-Qaeda. So now Al-Shabaab is operating more as Al-Qaeda affiliate rather than the nationalistic movement it claimed to be in the last years.
Ali Soufan, the group had certainly warned that it would hit a soft target in Kenya after Kenyan forces mobilized in Somalia. Was there any U.S. intelligence to point to this attack ahead of time?
No, not at all. I mean, if there's any intelligence whatsoever, it could have been shared with the Kenyan government. I think the Kenyan government a few months ago, they disrupted a plot by Al-Shabaab to do something, I believe, similar to what we're seeing today. And I believe that now we're going to see probably more cooperation between global intelligence services and between the Kenyan governments to focus on Al-Shabaab. But, as you know, Al-Shabaab suffered strategic setbacks because of Kenya and because of the other African nation involvement in the peace mission in Somalia. They lost Mogadishu, they lost the port city of Kismayo, they lost significant amount of fundings, millions of dollars that they used to generate from taxation and from the port operations. So they have a lot of reasons to be very angry. I know
you've heard said in the past that Al-Qaeda is more of a motivational force these days than an operational force, and its sort of motivation, its umbrella sort of motivation will drive organizations like Al-Shabaab. Is this a new phase, do you think, for the Somali militant group?
Well, they declared their allegiance to Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab, about a year ago. But now it seems that operationally they are functioning under Al-Qaeda. After 9/11, Al-Qaeda shifted from being a chief operator to being a chief motivator. So Al-Qaeda became more about the narrative and about the ideology rather than about the operations. And today we see Al-Qaeda narrative all the way in Nigeria with Boko Haram, to Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, to Mali with the different Al-Qaeda affiliates groups over there, to Syria with al-Nusra and the ISIS, to Yemen with Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. And we see it spreading. That narrative is spreading all the way to Southeast Asia, to Indonesia and Malaysia.